So we do have the 3 copies of the Piplup, the 1 Prinplup, as well as the 3 Empoleon EX here. And we do have a really good ability of the Emperor's Stance where we get to prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. And then for our attack for the 2 Metal, 1 Colorless, we can use Iron Feathers to do 210 base damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 60 damage less from attacks. So to help us get energy cards into play here, we do have a 3-3 line of the Beldum and Metang here for that Metal Maker ability, where once during your turn you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and any metal energies that we find there. We can attach those to our Pokemon in any way we like, and then the rest of the cards go to the bottom of the deck. And then for our secondary attacker, we have the 2 copies of the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX here. Mostly interested in using that Torrential Pump attack for the 1 Water, 2 Colorless. We can do 100 base damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, as well as we do have the option to do an additional 120 more damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon if we decide to shuffle the 3 energy cards attached to this Pokemon back into our deck. And then lastly, we do have the 2 copies of the Genesect EX here for that Metallic Signal ability, where once during your turn you can stretch out your deck for 2 Metal Evolution Pokemon and put them into your hand. And then moving on to our trainer cards, for our Stadium cards, we have the 2 copies of the Full Metal Lab, where metal Pokemon in play for both you and your opponent take 30 damage less from attacks.